Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos and leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Alright lovelies, let's dive into this video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok where Dr. Omar was actually talking to, black people to actually, stay away from what is actually happening in PAL. That we should actually focus on black people business. He gave reasons why we have to make this claim. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
First of all y'all who got a problem with me because I said I'm focused on black people's problems, well guess what? You can stay mad. I'm focused on black people's problems. Ain't nobody helping us. You got 27 million Africans in the Congo, displaced, environmental issues, hunger, poor health care. You got 1 million Ethiopians who've been murdered. You got Sudanese who have died. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Sudanese. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Ethiopians. Ain't nobody said nothing about the Congolese. But you want me to cry tears for the Arabs? Listen, I hope the Arabs in the West Bank in Gaza, I hope they get all they get. I hope they are protected. I hope nobody dies. I hope those babies' lives are safe. I hope the women are cared for. I hope that there's no bloodshed, no violence. But if you think I'm going to take time out of struggling for African people, if you think I'm going to stop my agenda to liberate my people, to go cry for people who don't cry for me, if you think I'm going to stop what I'm doing and pay attention to what's going on over there when y'all don't even pay attention to what's going on in Africa. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in Ethiopia. Y'all don't pay attention to what's going on in the Congo. The greatest humanitarian crisis in the world is in the Congo, not the West Bank. I said the greatest humanitarian crisis in the world is in the Congo, not the West Bank, not the Gaza Strip, not Israel, but in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So don't tell me I got to cry for whites and browns. I'm crying for black people. And I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who don't like it. You got police killing black people in America every day. We got police killing black people in America every day. We got hunger. We got gentrification. We got miseducation. We got mass incarceration. And you want me to go crying for white and brown people? I'm not going to do it. My priority is on Africa and African people. They don't care about us. You got black people in Palestine facing racism. You better go do your research. What about our African brothers and sisters in Palestine who are suffering racism at the hands of the Palestinian Arabs? Y'all ain't said nothing about that. Oh no. Oh no. You come to the wrong place for that. And see what we fail to realize as African people. What we fail to realize as African people is when you start paying attention to other people's struggle, you give the whole world permission to ignore your problems. I don't see Jews taking attention off their problems for black people. I don't see Arabs taking attention off their problems for black people. I don't see Latinos taking attention off their problems for black people. What about all the black people sold into slavery by the Arab nations? Has Palestine spoke out against that? Has Palestine spoke out against all the Africans in Africa, East Africa, being sold into slavery by the Arabs? I ain't heard no Palestinian say nothing about the Arab slave trade against African people. Get out of my face with that. You come to the wrong place. You come to the wrong place.
Melanated dominant people, come here. I'm madder than a hoe in church. You ready? I go to the gas station. It's ran by Arabs, Muslims. Normally, they're very friendly, flirtatious, even. So the store owner single me out. Have no idea why he picked me, but this conversation didn't go like he thought it was gonna go. He said it's a damn shame what the Jews are doing to the Palestinians, and Muslims are being persecuted, and they're doing a genocide. in the Palestinian, and they don't belong there, right? I listened. And I said, well, it was the Muslims that enslaved Africa for over 1,300 years. They castrated black men in the Sahara Desert with dull knives, and many of them. And they tread thousands upon thousands of black women across the desert. Black bones lined the Sahara Desert so that it was said you didn't need a map to get to Europe. And still now in Libya, according to CNN documentary in 2017, the Muslims were selling black Cameroonians and Nigerians on a slave market in 2017. He became furious. And he said, oh, you must be a Christian. That's why you on Israel's side. You must be a Christian. I said, why would I be a Christian? The Jews' Torah told them that black people were under the curse of Ham, and therefore we were sanctioned by Yahweh to be slaves. And some of the brutal things that they did to melanated dominant people in slavery was used through the Old Testament. Mutilation of black people. Jews said that black people were more like apes than they were like humans. So no, I'm not on their side either. Can I tell you that he put me out that store? I know you fucking lied. Put me out the store. Would not sell me my little chips or my little soda. I have never been so proud of being put out of somewhere. Why am I telling you this story? Melanated dominant people, stay out of their business. Stay out of it. Let me tell you something. When I'm wounded and hurt, I'll take help from anybody. Okay? But understand this. It was the Muslim. I want you to look up the Sahara slave trade. Okay? Look up the Sunni Muslims. The Palestinians are Sunni, 98% Sunni Muslims. Look up CNN documentary about the Sunni Muslims in Libya. Matter of fact, find you a good Cameroonian or Nigerian and ask them about the slavery. As early as 2017, that was still going on when they would catch Nigerians and Cameroonians trying to cross over to Europe. They would capture them and sell them in slavery. Okay? So be careful who you standing in solidarity with, because they just put my beautiful black ass clean out their store. I love you guys. I hope this make you think.
You should go watch a video, but what she's basically referring to, and as she's saying as well, is the transatlantic slave trade with the Arabs. And Africa has been enslaved by the Arabs, obviously, in the past. And I think nowadays we have such a huge conversation about the slave trade with the United States and Africa and whatever, but we don't really talk about the slave trade the Arabs had. And it was very long. It was 1,300 years. And the thing is, it was very gruesome as well. And I think we cannot even grasp the cruelty, whatever, that the United States has enforced on them. And from what I've heard and what I've read, the Arabs are close behind it, if not worse, also over a long span of time. I didn't like that she said Muslims. I think that brings it back to a religious war. But it was basically the transatlantic slave trade. And she's also talking about the Palestinians and the Jews. That's how it started. And when she went to the store, she's telling her story and how basically when the people are like, oh, it's horrible what's happening to the Palestinians and stuff, that she said, oh, by the way, you guys did A, B, C, and D. I don't necessarily think that's the right approach to things. I think it's really important to have history in mind, especially for education purposes, to know where everything's coming from, but also for a sense of not necessarily finger pointing. Second, the Israelis, they're not native to the country. I had another video 2 or 3 videos ago, where someone referenced the Bible and saying, well, it has obviously a lot of cultural momentum and religious importance, and it belonged to the Israelis. Well, the Israel referred to in the Bible doesn't exist anymore. They are not the natives. Like, the people in Israel that live there now are not native to the country. They're not from there. It's basically Europeans that moved there. So that's not really comparable either. And right now, there's just a genocide going on innocent people. A lot of celebrities speaking out. And I'm not gonna lie, including me, a lot of people, obviously I do my research before I talk about it, but a lot of celebrities and stuff, and the people a lot of kids look up to, they're not journalists, they're not reporters, they probably don't even all read up on it because they don't have personal interest, but because of their public status, they are kind of obliged to say something, so they just say what the mass is saying. Kylie Jenner, best example, she had Israel out there and deleted it later on, saying that not all of them necessarily look further into the history of it than just the surface level. Second, you can also say, oh, you're just here talking about, I don't have to trust you. You don't. What I'm trying to say is do your own research, don't rely on people, celebrities, or people that don't have no, like, are not even in that field, like reporting journalism, or have some sort of research done, and take opinions. Because what does a business owner, I don't know, from Kylie Jenner or whatever, that Stranger Things celebrity, know about Palestinian-Israeli wars? So make sure your sources are credible. And I think it's a really, like, this is genocide happening, and I think we need to actually approach this conversation with a bit more compassion and strategy and how to help the people and help the AIDS, because this is not a fair war or fight or anything. This is basically, they're gonna die. Like, there is not even a conversation around it. It's not even who's gonna win. It's clear Israel's gonna win. They're gonna die because they've been cut off for a lot of things, and Egypt is helping with the aid and stuff, but Israel threatens to bomb that shit or take everything away. So this is not balanced on any scale.
Muslims. This comment right here is what we call transactional allyship. Our people have shown more solidarity with Palestine than Palestine has shown to us. And yet, even as I look through this app and I see so many brothers and sisters with Palestinian flags and Free Palestine in their name, they will still find time to be anti-black. This is why I tell y'all, all we got to do is focus on what's going on in our communities if we want all other forms of oppression to crumble. For decades, we have lended the loudest voices in our struggle to the Palestinians and what's going on with them. Yet all we get back in return is murals and marches, and y'all think that's solidarity. We had great names like Malcolm X, Angela Davis, Kwame Ture, and Nelson Mandela standing up for Palestine. But you cannot name one Palestinian leader or activist who has spoken up about our people's struggle in Arab countries. And y'all don't find it hypocritical that the people we're supposed to have so much solidarity with only speak up about our oppression when it's someone that oppresses them too? Where are the calls for reparations? Why haven't they said anything to countries like Egypt right next door, or Morocco or Libya or Saudi Arabia that are buying and selling sub-Saharan Africans in modern day slavery? As an Arab country, why are they not holding their counterparts accountable? But when I look at Libya, Sudan, Haiti, and the Congo, I don't see how y'all have the time, because it really just feels like we keep saying free everybody everywhere, and they keep saying stop treating us like them.
Like, seriously, lovelies, I think that I know where Dr. Omar and the others is actually, where they are coming from. Oftentimes black people or, melanated people are always in the receiving end. Like, we often out there for solidarity, we often out there to use our voice in order for other people to actually achieve a common goal. We are always out there to advocate for others. We are often out there to actually fight for others. We are always out there to speak for others. In order for everyone to just be comfortable and all of that, just look at what is happening, or what has happened, or what has been happening in PERLE. A lot of black people have been using their voices. A lot of black people are out there advocating. A lot of melanated people is out there trying to give reasons why this should be something that everyone needs to look into. But like, people have been using their voices for so long. Not even in Palestine. Black people are the reason why American is the same way it is. They have paved way for every other race. They have paved way for every other, be it Hispanic, Asian, every other thing. They have been using their voice. If they want to go to school, if the school is a problem, they use their voice. If it's to vote, they use their voice. If it's for the betterment of the women, they use their voice. If it's the betterment for the men, they use their voice. If it's that of black men or black women or all of that, they use their voice. Black people have been in solidarity. They have been the ones, out there. They have always been at the front line. Even from the start, from the first day, all of these things started 6 months or over 6 months ago in Palestine. I could count so many of, many little people talking, advocating, trying to see what can happen. Okay, just look at what actually happened in South Africa. This South African woman decided that, okay, I am going to put it upon myself to actually come out there and, talk about what is happening in power. And she was actually fighting for it until when the, International Court of Justice decided that, okay, we are going to look into it. It was actually a woman from South Africa. So what happened to other people? What happened to other? When I saw the woman, talking about what is happening in Paul and how she actually, sued and gets the International Court of Justice into, to actually look into what is happening, I was amazed. I was like, why is it South African? Why is it black? Why are they doing this? But that is because of we know what oppression means. We know how oppression looks like. We know that it is inhuman. We know that we have at least one way or the other passed through something too, because they said that if you have passed through a lot of things and you see someone else going through the same thing you went through, you will actually understand this person the most compared to somebody that have never felt or that have never been in such shoes before. So it takes someone that have been in such shoes to actually understand what someone is going through. So the people, urban people, have been there. They have been there. But when is the time for, black people to actually need help and support from people, from any other race? They are being abandoned. They are being, neglected. They are being okay, you guys should sort yourself out. I also want to use an example of some of all these activists. There are so many white activists out there, and most times they will just try to do their thing, and when it's time for them to actually put in the work without just talking and talking and talking, but when it's time for them to put in the work, they often disappear. And black people or melanated people will just try as much as they can to actually face their own problems by themselves. This has been the destiny of black people. This has been what black people is all about. So when Dr. Omar is talking about we should actually mind our business, we should actually face what is facing us, I try as much as I can to why would he say that? But on a second thought, I was like, okay, I know that a lot of things been going out there, even up to passing a bill that's about 2 days back. A lot of things been going out there. People have been, losing it all, properties, lives, and all of that. But when you have a second thought, just imagine that it was actually, melanated people that is facing this. Do you think they will have this crowd? Do you think they will have this advocacy? Do you think that they will get all of this help. I am not justifying the fact that what is happening there is right. In all human possible, it's actually not right, and every other person is important. What I'm trying to put out here is that look at what is happening in Congo, Sudan. Look at what is happening over there, and every other place that is dominated with money-related people. The way at which the media is pushing out PAL, Israel, and all of that, oh my God, that is not the same energy they are giving in times of if it has to do with anything money-related. This is where I'm coming from. Like, these other people is being treated, and every other person shows so concerned because it has to do with maybe pan colored, like maybe they have this lighter skin, maybe because of that they are more important. But all life actually matters, no matter the skin color, complexion, and all of that. If you are going through some kind of, and this other person is so wrong when candidate A is giving attention, media, and all of that, why candidate B is neglected and it feels as if, it's not important. It feels as if you do not matter. A lot of, black creators, black people, I have seen so many of their videos on TikTok, Twitter, and all of that, advocating, using their voices of, they all joined in the protest, trying to talk about what is happening over there. But who is going to fight for people that is in Congo, that is in Sudan, that is every other place that's been mentioned in the video? Who? Nobody. Black people are left to sort themselves out, alone, with no help, with nothing, with no media. There was a certain time where a Congolese man decided that since the media's attention is not, in terms of what is happening over there, he set himself to actually get the attention of the media. This is it. He set himself to get attention of the media. And guess what? After he must have done that, he was able to succeed to actually get like 10 to 20% attention of the media. And 5 days later, it all went back to normal. It was all forgotten. This is what Dr. Umar is actually talking about with the other people. It was not even up to 5. What am I saying? It was not even up to 5 days. I was one of the people that actually stitched that video then, which I don't know what really happened. Then it was all something of the past. And these people are still enjoying it. Like, do you know so many things, the electrical cars, iPhones, and all of that? There are people, underage people, that have been subjected to do so many things in order to get these people running, in order to get these people, to produce those things and shipped. And after which, they produce the gadget that we all are using today. But nobody cares how these people are faring. Nobody cares is suffering. Then nobody cares about his silent Jane, or nobody care about that. But when is the other case, everybody is out there advocating, everybody's out there, oh my God, I am still not justifying the fact that the things that is happening all over those places are justifiable. No. What I'm only trying to say is that all of these people are passing through something, and all of these people happens to, be human. They're all human. No one should be treated, lesser than the other. No one should be treated so precious and the other one, is left to just, sort yourself out. After all, you guys are used to this. You guys okay, we just focus on the people that is more important. We just focus on the people that is, then later on we can come back to you guys. So all he was trying to say, and all these people are trying to say, is that the same way we are actually, doing, why is it that they cannot also do the same way? Why can't they do the same thing? Yeah, because I say that when a right hand hits the left hand should be able to reciprocate. This is all I understand on this video that is touched. When I saw it, I was like, I think he's actually making a lot of sense, because I am also one of the people that is out here, my support and all of that. I have done, my best, and I've actually, said one or two things about, Congo and Sudan and every other place. But I think we also need to say more. We also need to advocate more, because those people are they're not less. They're also human beings. They're also passing through silent journey. So that's why he was like, okay, black people should actually, focus on black people business, because nobody is actually gonna do that for you if you don't do that for yourself. And I wouldn't even blame him when he says stuff like this. Anyways, lovelies, why not leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and don't forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Don't forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next